Executive vocabulary for AI governance, controls versus assurances. Welcome! Today we'll sharpen your executive communication for AI governance. Leaders scan, not study. They want crisp words that signal action and risk posture in seconds. Clear verbs drive decisions because verbs reveal exactly what's being done and by whom. We'll separate controls, the actions you perform, from assurances, the evidence you provide. This distinction prevents mixed messages. Finally, we'll avoid vague, feel-good language like manage or leverage, which sounds safe but says nothing. By the end, you'll write board-ready lines that are concrete, measurable, and decision-ready, perfect for busy executives who need clarity, not prose. Think of controls as the specific actions you and your systems perform. Use concrete, operational verbs that describe what happens in the real world. Who does what, when, and how. Show ownership and repeatability. If it isn't repeatable, it isn't a control. Name the team or role responsible. Always tie controls to specific AI risks. Privacy leakage, model drift, prompt injection, bias, availability. A strong control sentence answers what action we take, how often, where it applies, and which risk it reduces. When you write controls this way, executives immediately see the operational muscle behind your AI program. Pick verbs that signal action you can observe and repeat. Great control verbs include implement, configure, restrict to set guardrails, and limit exposure. Monitor, detect, alert to watch live behavior and surface issues fast. Validate, test, retrain to ensure models still meet performance and safety thresholds. Escalate, approve, block to enforce governance at decision gates. These verbs imply tooling, criteria, and accountability. If you can't picture the step in a runbook, the verb is probably too vague. Choose wording that lets a new team member execute the step without guessing. We restrict training data sources to approved repositories to reduce privacy and IP risk. Security owns the allow list and reviews changes monthly. We monitor model drift weekly using baseline benchmarks. Alerts trigger retraining if thresholds are exceeded. We validate outputs before release with automated red teaming for toxicity and PII leakage. Failures block promotion. We block deployments without sign-off from risk and product. Emergency escalations route to the on-call director. Each line shows action, owner, cadence, and the risk it controls. Fast for executives to grasp. If controls are actions, assurances are the evidence that those actions work. Use measurement and proof verbs to show results, not intentions. Demonstrate frequency and independence, how often evidence is produced, and whether an independent function validates it. Map to policies and standards so leaders see compliance alignment and audit readiness. Strong assurances answer what metric, what threshold, how collected, how often, and who verified it. This turns claims like, quote, "We're safe," into proof, like, "We achieved X against Y standard, verified by Z." Executives trust numbers over adjectives. For credible proof, rely on verbs that signal checks and records. Verify, evidence, attest to confirm outcomes, audit, review, benchmark to compare against policies or external baselines, document, log, trace to maintain defensible records, report, certify, comply to communicate status against standards. These verbs imply artifacts, dashboards, logs, tickets, audit reports that stakeholders can inspect. If you can't attach a screenshot or report to the claim, strengthen the verb or add the missing measurement step. We evidence 98% PII removal accuracy via monthly sampling of 5,000 outputs verified by privacy. We audit bias metrics quarterly against approved parity thresholds. Deviations trigger corrective actions tracked in tickets. We document human override rates and trace root causes. Trends are reviewed by the Ethics Committee. We certify compliance with ISO IEC controls annually with an independent assessor. Each line provides metric, cadence, and who validates it, turning governance from promises into proof executives can defend. Build each line with one control verb plus one evidence verb. We restrict inputs. We verify removal accuracy monthly. Quantify scope and cadence. Which systems? What thresholds? How often? Name the owner and trigger so actions fire automatically. Risk owns. Alerts trigger escalation. Finally, kill fluff. Replace manage risks with specifics like detect prompt injection and block malicious payloads within 2 minutes. Your goal: one sentence shows action, measurement, ownership, and timing. Clear enough to scan, strong enough to decide.